This is the Takamine laser level. You get a nice hard case, which I like, so there's no chance of ruining it in one of the soft-shelled ones. So let's open it up. And then inside, I'll take out the accessories, and then I'll give you a quick demo about how everything works. So you get your instructions, take a look at it, and then you also get a battery. So this doesn't use AA's or AAA's. It actually has a battery pack that's good for over 10 hours. You just charge it by using any standard USB-C. It does come with a plug, but I have tons of them, so use it if you need to. And then you have a gauge that you just press, and it has 4 bars, 25, 50, 75, and 100, and just attaches on the back. Oops, put that to the side. You get a remote that controls the horizontal and the vertical. The battery it takes is a 23A 12 volt, so it's not a very common battery, just keep that in mind. And then you get a little stand that you can level. So you put the stand and then you put the unit on top, and then you can make micro adjustments with this little knob. But then say, this is self-leveling, but if you need a little more balance, then you can just twist the little legs and then it'll adjust and move them up and give you a little more height depending on what you need to make it more balanced. Put that to the side, and then you have this bracket. It has magnets on the back, so you can stick it to anything that's metal, and then it has a bubble level, and then I'll show what this is a little bit later, but you can make little micro adjustments to get it level, and you just attach it to one of the lasers. And then, oh, also, you get this metal bracket. So say you want to attach this to something that's not metal, you just screw this into a wall like that, and you're good to go. Now the unit itself, it's a 16-line laser. So how they get that is 4, 4, 4, and 4. That makes 16. The window inside is zinc alloy, so it's a lot better than most of the other cheaper ones that are made out of plastic. And then you have your vertical and horizontal that you can control on the unit, or you can use the remote. There's a couple more features that I'll explain later that you have to use the unit buttons for. And then you can see on the side as well here. And then here's where the battery goes in. And then this is the 1/4-20 mount that you can use for something like this, or if you want to use any standard tripod. Now you have the lock and the unlock. Lock means it's off, unlock means it's on. And then that is pretty much it. So let's get to the demo. As you can see here, the unit is locked, so it's off. When you flip it over, it'll turn it to unlock, and then it'll be on. I'm not going to turn it on right now because I don't want the lasers flashing in my eyes while we talk. So if you turn it to the side, now you have the vertical and horizontal buttons, and you can control the unit on the unit, or they actually provide you with a remote that you can use, and then you can, it has the horizontal and vertical as well. The only things that you can't do on the remote are control certain modes that you can put this in. You have to do it on the unit. So there's little lights, you probably can't see it now, but I'll show you a little later, that if you hold down the vertical, then it will put you in manual mode. And in manual mode, you can tilt the unit however you want, and it won't set it off. Because if this is plus or minus 4 degrees, then it will mess up the self-leveling, and then it'll start flashing. But when you put it in manual mode, it will override that, and then I think the example they show is for like steps, and then you can angle it for steps. And then when you want to put it in pulse mode is when you want the lasers to emit a more powerful signal, especially when you're like outside. The only thing is, with the naked eye, I didn't notice anything, so I believe you have to use a laser receiver in order to make that work. And then with a laser receiver, it's designed to work, far away or in very bright conditions. The laser receiver will pick that up. And then laser receivers are pretty universal, so you can go with any brand. It's just most of them you have to go with green lasers for green and red lasers for red. More expensive ones will do red and green. So just keep that in mind. But for most homeowners, you won't need a laser level. And outside, it's crazy bright. So as long as it's not like a bright sunny day, you should be fine. But you can take this outside. With a red laser, I could not take outside. I could not see the laser. So I really like this unit. So let's turn it on. I'm going to control the unit. Make sure everything is on. All the lasers are on. So now I want you to see what that looks like. So here you can see it along the wall. And then the impressive part is it's past the kitchen all the way into our dining room. A red laser would get very dim at that point. And then I have lots of the windows open, lights on, and you can still see the green laser, where a red laser would not be this powerful. And then here in this environment, it would be dim here if it was red. It's hard to see in that light. And then we're back. So currently I have the vertical beam on. Now, if I turn this around and I hold down the V, you'll see a green light turn on, and that will put it into manual mode. So now, if I tilt this, you will see that there's no flashing because it would be off center. Now if I turn, let's see, if I turn this light off, takes a minute. Now the light is off, and then as you can see, if it's off center, it will start flashing. So that's how you do angles with this. So sorry, in order to put it on pulse mode, you have to do it right when you power on the unit, and then it turns on, the light turns red, and then at this point it's emitting a stronger signal that you can use with a laser receiver. So my favorite thing about this laser level is this attachment. So if you take this off, you notice that on the back it has magnets, and you can just stick it to anything metal like this door, and then you can slide the laser level into here. Now if you don't have something that is magnetic, then you can use this plate, and then you can screw it into a wall or something like that, and then you could connect this to here and put it up like that, and it'll hold. So you have options. So now let's put this on. And all you have to do is just slide the laser level in. So with all these different knobs, you can make micro adjustments with the unit as you have it hung. So with this top one, there is a bubble level, and then this will angle it up and down. So you can level it that way. And then this knob on this side will twist it 360. So you just move it. As you can see, the unit is moving. We can move it back. That's about centered. And then there's a knob on this side which makes it go left and right. So right now this is flush, but if I move this, it is no longer flush right here. And then lastly, you can move the unit forward or backwards. So this will make micro adjustments that you can barely even see. So there's a little tab button right here that you push in, and then you can slide it however you want. And then once you get in the general area, you would just make micro adjustments with this knob, and it'll move it backwards or forward. So now another option you have is if you wanted to put this on the floor but you needed a little bit of height, you can actually use the attachment, or you could just actually put it on the ground, whichever works for you. But you can use this to lay tile or line up anything you want as well, as you can see here.